update now. You know what? Remind me later. Remind me later. You don't update things right when you're about to get started. A whole lot of complications will come after that. That's for sure. I'm about to get started. I'm gonna do an update. Like, nah, dude. I got fooled like that before. All right. Good morning. How you feel this morning? Feel great. Man, this morning I got to hear a presentation from two students at our Rotary meeting, breakfast Rotary, but they're competing for the scholarship, and they were very sharp, man. I tell you, very sharp, very engaging young ladies that were, they one. Let me see, but one was focused a lot on. Both of them is service. It's based on service. So the scholarship is based on service, right? Service to the community. And one of them learned, a young black lady learned Spanish, went to Costa Rica to help translate. And she said something really interesting. She says, there's a part of translating that people don't think about when a person has to use sign language. So let's say an individual got pulled over. I'm like, well, how do you drive when you're deaf? You kind of need to hear traffic around you. I've never thought about that. Now I'm being ignorant about this topic, because she said that what happens if someone pull you over and now your hand is behind your back and you can't sign, right? And I was like, oh wow, that's interesting. And then I thought about, I said, what would happen if you're driving and you can't hear, and you can't hear traffic, right? And I guess that's why it's not a good idea to have your music so loud anyway, right? Because you can't hear traffic, you can't hear someone is beeping at you coming this way, and so you don't think about certain things, man. You just kind of go about your life not realizing it. So, but she did let me know that there's a whole nother side of communication that we don't think about. That's really what I was getting from that. And then how your brain starts going into other things. And then the other one, medical. She says she's going to be studying. She get a degree in CNA. She wanted to become a doctor, and the CNA would allow her, while she's going to medical, to work as a CNA to help pay her way through school. I was like, oh, that's clever. All right, that's clever. So really, it was just to get in, so she could help pay her way to become a doctor, and all the other things. It was just good to hear young people with their goals and the different things they've been doing. And then you think about yourself, I was like, damn, what have I done when I was a kid? We were just playing, goofing off. And oh man. So at least you know that not all the kids today are just, looking to just skate through life and complain about society, right? A lot of them have very focused goals. That's inspiring. So good luck to them on winning the scholarship. We're going to give it to one person, and so far we've heard from 6 finalists, and I think it's inspiring. So if you guys know of a local Rotary in your town and you want to join up, you should probably ask more about it, because it's pretty good, man. It's good that we're helping out the community. So one way or the other. All right, so we got this Bissell here that I kind of want to go through a couple of things on, but I want to put this carpet up here first, right? So let's do this. Hold on, let me make sure I get my other stream up here. I can't see nothing yet. Exit and open up the mobile stream. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. All right, here we go. Let's get rocking and rolling. So this Bissell liftoff. If you have a Bissell liftoff, there's a couple of things you might want to know about this thing that would be good to know. Hold on, let me make sure. Sometimes you can't really see what's happening if it's showing right. Okay. Fantastic. All right. So let's do it. Let's do it. Let me get this off first. Okay. And put this up here, this carpet, because I'm gonna want to do some picking up, test the suction on this thing. So what's all this stuff? We can get all this stuff out the way. All right. Let's get my little things out the way. All right, look. How about if I just move you over here right now, okay? All right. Now, let me put a link in one of these chats here. This is the tank. There's a new number for the tank. So what happened is a lot of people. Let me pin this to the top of the chat here. Pin. There's a lot of people that are trying to order tanks. I have them on my website, so you can go to monroevacuums.com and just look up Bissell tank. There's a new number for these things. And what happened is the new design, this is a part of the older design. All right, let me do the overhead. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, this is a part of the, bring this down some. This is a part of the older design, okay? The new design have a cover. All right, it's more like a quick, easy fill type of deal. So sometimes some of the solutions will have it where you can just insert it at the top or something like that, or easy fill stuff. So that's really what it is. So this you're not going to find this anymore. So sometimes people would look for these and they can't find it. It's like, oh my God, I got this Bissell and I can't find a tank. So there's a new number. It's just that it's a new design. So when you're looking for your tank for your model, all right, you're not going to find it easily, but don't despair, okay? So this model here, now normally when you find your model number, guys, it's going to be behind this section here. Let's take this off. Let's move this out the way first. You're going to find it behind where the clean water tank would be. So clean water tank is here. You lift it up, you find your model number, you do a search. So now, in this case, let's try this search and let's see, because now some sites will tell you the new number, and some won't, right? So in this case, let's do this. All right, let's see something. All right, let's try. So this, oh God, what's this number? 94Y2. All right, so 94Y2. So I'm going to go to my favorite site, Parts Warehouse, right? 94Y2 Bissell liftoff. All right. Let's see if I can find it. All right. So let me just pump it in. Here's a liftoff though, but this is not the same one. Bissell liftoff. But let's do this. So let me put it up here. 94Y2. Got it. Boom. Okay. Found it. Now let's look for the tank. The tank is number 5. Okay. Number 5. Okay. All right. So now look, see? Now they've updated their site. See that? And they have it as with the little cover at the top. Okay? And so you can get this same tank on my website. Now the number, let me put the number in the chat here for the actual part number. right? The new part number. Now look, I have no problem showing these guys because I use them all the time. You know, don't get any what do you call that? Don't get any royalties or anything like that from these guys. But I tell you this, they've rescued me. Ah, damn, I didn't put the part number. They've rescued me many times. All right, 1606641. 1606641. So that's the part number. That's the official part number. All right, let's do this. Part number. Come on. Golly, man. Let's do it again. I had caps. I had my caps on. It's like I'm yelling at you. It's still on, but I'm not gonna worry about it. All right, 1606641. All right, so I'll put it in twice. Okay, all right. That's what it looks like. Anyway, here we go. So a lot of these guys have already updated the site. Some guys haven't. I do. So the picture may look like this, but that's what it comes. And it's not a big deal. It's not the wrong one. All right. So now, this will lift off. What can affect this thing? Well, the first thing that can mess you up on a Bissell liftoff, believe it or not, is going to be if you bought it like this, you're not going to have this feature I'm about to show you. If you bought it with the upright, then you're going to need the feature. And I'm going to tell you what I mean, right? This is your dirty water tank. The first thing you want to do is make sure that your filters are clean, right? Clean this stuff out here. Okay? Filters are clean. We're all good, right? Keep this thing clean because this is where your motor suction is. All right? Suction coming from here. And well, it's coming from the motor, but it's through here. And then it goes into your tank, creates a vacuum in your tank. The suction is finding a place to escape. Where am I going next, right? And it's going to go down through here. Okay? And it's searching for, it's looking to pull something in, right? So it's searching. So it goes in here, builds up the vacuum, goes down through here. Now it meets this door right here. See that door? It meets this door right there. Okay? And this door, if this thing is not cleaned, you're going to have a problem because it's not going to be able to, it's not going to move, right? Now, the position it's in right now, you should have suction at the hose. Okay? So let's test that. Because what the door does, it goes from carpet, hose. I think that's how it goes. Or something like this, right? Let's see. Let's look at it again. What position is it in? Okay. So it's down, right? So it's blocking the suction from going to the floor. Okay? And the moment you put on your, you put it on the upright, it's going to move that valve and it's going to push it and it's going to redirect that suction to go down to the floor. And then the moment you take it off, it snaps back and now the suction is going to the hose. That's how it works, okay? So if that gets stuck, okay, it'll just get stuck in one position and all of a sudden one of the parts don't have suction. So right now, this should have suction, right? So I'm gonna turn it on and we're gonna give it a try. All right, let's go. Let's see. All right, so I'm gonna spray. Uh-oh. We don't have a suction problem, guys. You know what we have? Nope, we don't. I thought we did. I thought we had a spray problem. Here we go. All right, so the suction is working. Okay? All right. So, I'm going to put it on the upright position. And if it's doing its job properly, right? What should happen, let me do it over here. what should happen, right, is this should stop having suction. The spray should still work, but the suction shouldn't work anymore, right? Let me see. On this side. See, the water's coming out, right? The water's coming out. And it shouldn't be able to suck anymore. See that? Nothing. Spraying, right? Nothing is coming up. All right. But the suction should be good at the bottom, right? Because that's the diverter. That's how it's supposed to work. So right now, you're not supposed to have any suction up here. So if you're trying it, don't feel bad and like, oh my God, what the hell, man? The thing is not working. No, that's how it's supposed to work. So now when you turn it this way, I go over, I just wet this area. So I should be able to get some stuff. Let's turn it on. Water coming up there. Well, let me spray some, all right? Let me spray some now. See that? All right. Nice. Man, I need to clean my entire carpet. Okay, this is going to go to work when we go back, all right? So that's the idea, all right? That's how this thing is supposed to work. And the way that you ensure this is two things you're going to do to ensure that your suction is always working. Three. One, you make sure this guy stays clean, okay? Two, we're going to clean this thing out. Well, I had to kind of jar it because it was stuck, right? So we're going to clean this out. And then the third is you want to keep this guy cleared out and cleaned, right? So let's do that real quick, okay? No biggie, all right? And you also want to make sure that this is firmly seated. These two clips here, that this is firmly seated on here, because if it's not, then this gasket here, let me move this down. This gasket here is not going to have a seal. The gasket at the bottom, let me take this off. The gasket here, it seals with this. Golly. Camera. It goes right here. So the gasket here goes right here. Okay? And so that's how that's supposed to work. All right? You see that? Now, here's the auto receiver. Okay? And the auto receiver hooks up to right here. So it's getting this water from here. All right? So that's how all this stuff is working together. All right? Okay? And then the electricity. All right, let me move this up. Wait. You know what I want to do? I want to let's open this a little bit. All right? Let's open this up. All right? Because you may have belt changes and stuff that you're going to have to do. There's a couple of things. So let's just go for it, man. And if I see a question or something, hey, Brian. Hey, James. Good morning. Good morning. What do you think about the Bissell pet eraser vacuum? James, man, you really want me to go there? You really want me to go there? My only hiccup with the pet eraser vacuum is the below the head, the nozzle, is a very thin corridor, and it gets clogged up often. So if you have pets, especially with people, sometimes people will pick up wet type of stuff, like pet pees on the floor or whatever, or someone spills something, and then it gets caked up. It's almost as thin as this area right here, or thinner. See this area? Let me show you. So that's my only hiccup with that machine. You know, I mean, it's gonna have the same issue. It has a circuit board at the bottom. It has your brush control, your on regular power button, and it has this brush button. That's convenient. You can just turn the brush off. you have your brush motor, and then you have your basic, but it's a little bigger brush roll. It's a little bigger barrel brush roll. It's not a bad cleaner. It's just that that corridor is it has this issue. So what it is, look, I'll be honest with you, there's no perfect system. There's no perfect cleaner. It's better though if you know what you're gonna run into. It's better if people have a better idea of what they're gonna run into. So this is what I mean. You see how thin this area is between this thin here? It ties right into this, so I might as well just kind of use it for this. But hey, good to see you here, Brianne, by the way. Cleaning fair will show up any day now. I just know it. That's how it goes, man. But I'm glad to have you here, Brianne. I'm absolutely thrilled that you're here. So this is how thin this is. Oh man, let me pull this down some for the other thing here. This is how thin this space is here. Now you're not supposed to really need that much for these guys, right? And what happened is, I think part of it is that when they have a narrow area for that suction to go through, it feels concentrated, right? It's like a concentrated, like almost like having a laser. Okay, if you've ever used a pressure washer, right? They'll change the bits and the opening, and they'll determine how the pressure goes out, right? And the more narrow it is, it kind of zeroes in, like like a laser. Dyson does that with their cleaner, and shampooers are like that, right? And some vacuums will do that. The only problem is you have to look out for clogging. That's it. All right, that was a long answer, but I prefer to give all the information, man. It has its drawbacks, all right? It has its drawbacks. It's like, wait, I didn't really ask for all of it. I didn't want the history of everything. I was just asking if you liked it. Oh my gosh. All right, this is what you can do. There's a couple of things to clean this stuff, okay? When you have some of these openings here, sometimes, Bissell will include they have it looks like a hook. It has a hook at the end. It looks like this. It's like, it has a little hook at the end, right? Like a little hook. And you can go up and you can clean out your areas. See, like stuff like this here. You can clean that crap out and move it out of the way. Because if you don't, then what you're gonna have is you're gonna have a problem getting the suction going. Hey, I saw that video, by the way, Brianna. It was pretty good. That guy's funny too, man. That guy is very funny. I like him. And let me show you, if you're gonna clean these things, what you do. Okay, once in a while, just take it off. Take it off. Clean it out. He did a joke about sucking. It sucks and blows, I was like, okay. I tread the line sometimes, and sometimes I'm afraid to go too far. I don't know who I'm gonna be offending, So I'm like, okay. I keep it light. Oh man, I keep it light. Maybe I play it too safe. Okay. What I'm doing here, I'm just trying to use this little thing here to push out. And what I would do is I would wet the debris first. I wet it so it's not as hard to move. And then I would get something like this. And I start just pushing that stuff out of here. Okay? And that's how I would keep stuff like this cleaned out. Keep it as clean as possible. Flush your water through it. And then run everything out of it. Okay? Cool? All right, let's go a little further in. Let's dig in. Most people don't go inside this thing, but I want to go inside of it today. All right, let's put these to the side. Now you may not have to. I just want you to understand what the workings are. You never know. All right, so you never know. It's good to know. It's good to know some of these things. Like, right, Brianne? It's good to know. Okay, let me. Brianna said, I'm not as worried about offending people. If you're easily offended, don't ask me. Life is too short to spend time being offended because someone say something. That's so true. You know what? You're absolutely true. It's probably because you know what it is when you're doing these. And I get why people get a little bit funny when you're doing shows because you have advertisers and it affects your revenue. And man, I seen guys when they're talking about stuff, and I remember when they started saying stuff like unaliving, right, and grape, right, when they want to talk about, like, say, assault, and they'll use SA, and I'm like, what's SA? SA? I thought it was talking in Spanish, and I was like, oh, you mean that kind of assault, right? Because the algorithm now picks the word up, and then all of a sudden it's like, eh. So I'm like, oh my God, are we really here, man, where we got to tippy toe around stuff? We can't even talk like direct. And then people transfer that into real life. So we don't just talk direct. We don't just tell people that, man, you're being, like, okay. Man, see, if you come to my channel, guys, this is what we do. We do chat about things that are just regular stuff while fixing the vacuums. So don't, if you hear like, damn, wait, I just want to see you change the belt. Why are you talking about that? You're in my universe. You're stepping into my store, and while I'm doing this, we're just having a conversation. All right? That's how it works. This is not a tutorial video, okay? The long ones are back here. See this? Okay, these long guys are back here. Okay. So you have a couple of different types of screws. You got the shorties. These shorties go up front, okay? And you have the mid-grade type stuff around here. And you have these long guys back here, okay? So those are the different ones. So if you ever have to put them back, you kind of have an idea where they go, okay? All right. These are the longies. These are the shorties, right? But yeah, so I saw these young kids on the news, and they're like running around taking over neighborhood type stuff, and like this. I'm like, where are these kids? Like, what the hell? It's like it's another world. This cop one time came in my store, and he said, Wayne, there's another side of this town that you don't know, right? And it happens around 2 in the morning. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, happens around 2 in the morning, and most people are asleep, and they don't even see this stuff going on. And I'm thinking, because most of the time when you see these kids, and unfortunately, guys, for those of you out there who are sensitive, most of the time they're young black kids, okay? And they're bum rushing stores, they're bum rushing these neighborhoods, and I'm like, why aren't these kids home? Because most of the time it looks like it's dark outside, right? And when she said to me, it was a lady cop. I'm sorry, I said he. When she said to me that it's a whole nother side of the town, it felt like she was talking about it's like a different world or something. And I'm like, why can't I just call you? If someone calls it out, they're going to be called racist, right? So sometimes you have to leave it to like some black podcaster maybe to call it out, because if a white podcaster call it out, they're gonna say he's racist, right? But it's like, dude, what the hell? If I found my kid was trying to, number one, he wouldn't be out the house at that damn time of night. Okay, what the hell are you doing? I don't care if he's, I don't care how old you are, bro. Okay, come. Where are you, man? Where are you right now? Hey, man, you should be heading home right now, right? Oh, my kid caught up in some shit, running up on people or something. It's like all these kids, and then they got this other thing called swerving or something like that. I heard about that. They run up on cars and they try to swerve out there. I'm like, oh my God, you people are nuts. I don't know, where the hell are your parents at? Yeah, certain things are automatically flagged, man. Hey, all right, Diffrem 11, bless you, man. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Bless you. That's what's up. I'm looking at the advertisement. you see certain names, you're not sure if it's a male or female, but the avatar has two little ponytails. So, well, bless you. Thank you. Yeah, you never know, and I'm like, look, we don't need to do this. We don't need to do this. There's absolutely someone tried to convince me, a friend of mine, he's trying to convince me. And I'm trying to let him on some dude, man. I had to finally let him know that, listen, you're in another world. You're in a totally different world. I said, I live in the South, bro. And the world that you're imagining is not the world I'm living in. Maybe it is somewhere in some pockets. Maybe it's only online. Maybe it's only online that this world you're talking about. Right? And all the racism and all of this, and I'm like, okay, I get it, but what are you living? Either you're living in the past or you're living in a pocket dimension. Because my neighbors, my customers, the people on the street, the stores I walk into, I don't see it. I don't. Maybe I'm just blind or something, right? So I asked him, I said, are you experiencing it then? Is that what it is? Maybe you're experiencing what you're telling me? Or are you just being sold something by people on TV that you trust? Right? It's like, and I know where he lives too. He lives like in this like posh neighborhood in like upstate New York. So I'm like, dude, you're not seeing this shit, man. What are you talking about? You're not seeing the stuff you're talking about, man. You're just, I don't know what you're imagining. But I'm sure somewhere, there's a person, there's some people online who whatever. But in real life, as we talking to people, dude, man, come on, we are like past that, bro. And these people keep talking about it as if it's going on like all over the country type of stuff. And I'm like, man, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I'm sorry. I don't see it. Call me blind and call me whatever you want to call me, but you got knuckleheads on that goes through and troll through comments, but getting off their stuff. But then those are cowards then, because if in real life they're not like that, but they do it on and cowards are everywhere. Cowards are in every race, every creed. You got cowards. Those guys who won't say it to my face, but you go online and say it, then you're a coward, and I'll call you out for that. So is what it is. All right. You get it off. Get your rocks off. All right. Okay, so now if you're going to change the belt on one of these, it's real simple. Now, I see a lot of people mix this up. Okay? And now back to the tutorial part. Now the guy's like, all right. He's finished. All right, let me get back. Bring my snacks back. Now I'm back. If you need to change your belt on this, it's fairly simple. That's the good thing about this little machine here. It's simple. And you didn't need to take all the screws out to change the belt. I just want to make sure I knock this out before I go into this. You just take your screw out. Hold on. Let me fix this here so you can see it. Okay. You just take your screw out of here. Really simple. All right. Okay. All right. And then this comes right off. Okay. And then you put a brand new belt on. Now the mix-up people get is they think the belts go on here because you see these two grooves and they look the same. They look like it has a teeth and it's supposed to. This is just so if you flip it upside down, you could, if you have to put another brush here or you have to swap them out or whatever, it's not a big thing. They're identical, right? But it's not because this need teeth, because I've seen people try to do this, right? And they're like, man, and it's only like this down at the bottom, okay? because, and I was just talking about this the other day. So if you turn this first one, which is powered by this motor here, the first one will turn the second one, okay? Because they're connected with a belt at the bottom. So they're two size belts. You have a smaller one like this, okay? That goes from this brush motor to the first belt. And then below, you have a larger belt that connects these two guys together. So keep that in mind when you're ordering belts to replace these machines. All right. Okay. Now when you put it back, just, you know, if you notice there are little holes, you know, and just pop them in the. That's all you have to do. It's a very simple setup. Okay. And that's it. All right. Let's put this here. Put this guy over here. Oh, let's make sure they go back in at the same time. Alrighty, and then we're moving on to the next part. I just want you to see what's inside this thing and how it actually operates. So if you do, let's say you're using it and the motor is acting weird. Yep. You would mess it up. Oh, you know what? That's why I figured, let me do this little tutorial, man, because I'm normally showing you how to actually fix something. How about a little care? Actually, you know what it does, Brianne, you inspired this video because the guy was just talking about the filter. He wasn't actually fixing anything. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I could do one like that. All right. I may not be as funny as this guy, but I could do one like that. All right. So let's lift this up here real quick. Now, like I said, the other side is the two belts together, and you can imagine that, all right? But I may still need to take this off in order to get this plate off, I think. Yep, I still have to take this off. So let me knock this out. All right, so now out of the three screws, one of them is short, a little shorty guy, and the other two a little bit longer. If I'm not misremembering this thing. Yes, correct. All right, so you have a short, two shorts, one short and two longs, all right? Okay. See that? And the reason why I had to remove it because you see it's tied in here like this. Okay. So now let's see what's under the hood. Let's see what's under the hood. But yeah, man, those kids, I don't know what they're up to, bro. I don't know what those kids are trying to do to themselves. But a lot of that issue is also the way the states handle these kind of offenses, you know, and they get a little slap on the wrist thing, and these kids just like, you know, you guys ain't gonna do, you're not gonna do me nothing. They just go right back to it again. You're not gonna do me nothing. Okay, wait. Now, this is off, and I guess you just, you know, just let it slide up. If you notice what I did, I close this out. It has a lip right here, so I close it down and just pull it right over it. Okay. All right. Okay. Don't yank it, because what you're gonna have are these two. Let me show you this. See this here? If I'm not mistaken, you should be able to pull this right out. Yep. And let's pull it right out of here. Okay, good. These are the jets for these, so it'll be easier to snap them in. This one is the easiest one I've seen to come off. The other one's a little bit harder. The Bissell Pro Heat. All right, so here we go. Let's look at what we have under here. What's under the hood? So you have your little filter here in this section, and you know what? I'll be perfectly honest with you, man. I've seen people mess with this filter for different reasons. Right? Let me just undo this thing. I don't want to use this. This is going to mess it up. But what could be coming out? This is your heater coil right here. All right. Give me a second. Oh, let me see what they have cooking. All right, so you have your micro switch here that trips your brush. so your brush motor can turn on. That's this guy here. So when you recline it back, like this, you know, okay? That's the micro switch on this side. So this controls electricity flow to the brush. All right. Guess what I'm thrown off by? Does this double as both? You know what I'm thrown off by? Can you guess what I'm thrown off by? What am I thrown off by? I'm thrown off by something. I don't know why I thought it would have a second, because you already have a pump inside this. You have a pump here. There's a pump in here, right? I don't know why I thought there was going to be a second pump down here. For real, I thought there was going to be a second pump down here. Unless this doubles as both. Because that water doesn't flow quite smooth, you know, like the water drips down, flows down, right? And then it still needs to be propelled, kind of to shoot out, you know, properly. Because it'll kind of drip out without a pump. And I'm wondering if this doubles as a heater coil and a pump. You can see the heater coils. You can see it set up like that. I don't think so. What does the schematic say? I'd like to know, because I'm curious. I may have to take my shampoo apart later today. I'm not excited. Do you really? Which one do you have? Which shampoo do you have? Brianne, which one do you have? Let me see something. I want to see if this thing has a... I want to see, because I don't remember it having one like that. Let me see something. Okay, so let's say from the 20s to the 30-somethings, that's where I'm going to find all this stuff, right? Let me see something. All right? Upper handle, core, duct, solenoid. Okay, well, that's up top. Okay. 20-somethings. Here we go. All right, so you have your brush motor, your heater assembly, which is this. All right. If they pull that off, I would say they're pretty good, man, because you normally would need something to thrust the water towards the front. You got your here. Let's do it upside down. Oh my gosh, what did I do? Right? Your brush motor assembly. That's this guy right here. Okay. Brush motor cover, of course. Base cover, okay. You got that right there. You have your filter thing right there. Your nozzle gasket. Pod latch assembly. Electric connection cover. That's this guy over here. Okay. Body receiver assembly over here. Indent wheel tool clip. Pump assembly. That's what I'm looking for. No, that pump is in the motor. So I guess they don't need a second pump. This is up top in the motor area. Because normally down below for the floor area, you would think you still need something to thrust the water forward. All right, man, they figured something out, bro. I'm excited for that. That's all right. How's this? Less complication, okay? Less complication when you don't have another pump to have to deal with. I'll be honest with you. And they figured out how to do that. Props to them. Okay? So anyway, the water comes in here, guys. Water goes through the heater, goes to the coil, gets heated, comes out through this filter area, which I still want to see what it looks like on the inside. Let me get a quarter. Let me get a quarter and open this up. Dual Power Max PET. Oh, you have a Hoover, right? Is that correct? This thing's hard. Damn. Oh, I might. Shite. God, ow. Where's my little thing at? Ah, hey. That's hard, bro. They're not normally that. They're normally not that hard. Let's see something. Ah, this is like just a little bit too big. Oh my gosh, just a little bit too big for what I need. All right, let me just try regular thing. I just didn't want to. But it's supposed to just be a filter. This section right here. But holy cow, it's in there. All right. Let me not mess with it. All right, so that's pretty much what we're dealing with here, guys. That's how simple as this setup is. This guy received this has the electrical setup. The prongs comes down. You have a little bit that's going to heat up the pump. You have something going to this is like your main power line going to the micro switch. This stop and go of electricity, it sends it to your motor, and the motor turns on. All right, so let's turn it on and let's see if we can figure this one out. You ready? All right, so I'm gonna try to sit it on there. I hope that it works the way it's supposed to without cover. Okay, just so you can see it in action. Hold on. Nah, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's still the same thing. Okay? All right, here we go. Turn it on. Make sure the cord's out the way. Move this stuff out the way. Turn it on. Damn, this guy was ready to take off, boy. He was like, pew! I caught him in time. Holy cow. He was ready to go. All right, so let's get this guy off of here. Let's get him off of here. All right, but you got what I'm saying. All right, hold on. I got to get this guy off too. Hold on. I got to get him off because he's stuck in here. Okay. So that's it. So I'm not sure how much work an individual would really need to do on the inside of this, you know, but maybe replacing maybe you have to replace these or have to clean them out or something. Maybe replace your brush motor or something like that. But that's really what you have going on in here. Okay, nothing too major. Most people only have to change the belt. Okay, and that's it. All right, let's move on. So what do you have to fix on your same one I had years ago? Bought me pays the first time. Really? Holy cow! Yeah, Hoover Dow, Power, Grand. And you still have it. That's good. What was wrong? What's wrong with it now? What is it doing now? What is it doing now? I mean, that is what the page is for, right? People can come on and ask questions, so I might as well probe your brain here, while you're here. What is it doing? Oh, come on. What am I doing? Hold on. Hold on, folks. Let me just make sure I get everything done right. All right, let me lift these guys up. Have them pointed up. Put him over here. Get these screws, these guys out the way. I just don't want anyone that can be holding up the setup. All right, everybody's out there. Everybody's out the way. Okay, good. Everybody's clean. Everybody's clean. Everybody's clean. All right. Okay. Clean water tank is leaking from the bottom. Ah. Okay, the clean water tank is leaking from the bottom. And it's not the tank. Okay. Look at you, girl. You're gonna go do your own little thing. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Man, that's awesome. Well, keep me posted. I want to know how it turns out. Keep me posted on that. I don't know what my hand was doing just now. Gosh, I felt like I was like, my hand was like, I was like, oh my gosh. Hold on. Let's do this one more time. Hold on. Something's not right. I see what's not right too, but I just have to. Something's not right. Hold on. Damn it! I gotta take it up again. I know what the problem is, and I didn't even catch it the first time. Come on, buddy. One side is in and one side is out. There's a rod here. There's a rod, right, that sits inside of here. And this side, I didn't put the rod in. And the other side, I did. So now I'm going to have to fight myself. Oh, golly. Here we go. Now I got to fight myself to get the rod. Here we go. Got it. This is the rod I'm talking about. Boom. That locks in. All right. Let me see what Grant is saying here. And let me see, I took the handle off, checked the trigger, and it's fine. But with it being so old, I'm assuming that the spring has sprung. The spring has sprung. Isn't that what happens all the time? The spring has sprung. All right. Well, yeah. You know what? It might be if it's leaking at the bottom, it might be the reservoir. So consider that, okay? The reservoir that receives the water, or a tube is busted. But where's the reservoir? The reservoir sits right underneath the tank, so you probably would have been seeing a leak up top, like. But then again, if it's inside the body, it can leak all the way down. Yeah, I'm curious. You tell me how it goes, all right? And if you get stuck and you got to send me a video or something, feel free, you know. All right, so let me make sure this thing is in its rightful place. See that? For your stuff, make sure that guy sits properly. Let me put one of these shorties in first. Right here. Yeah, but yeah, definitely. If you feel like, you know, Wayne, this is what I'm at with this thing, and I'll be more than happy to walk you through it if you need anything. But I'm pretty sure you are definitely capable of doing that, because you've already shown that you got this. I got this. I got this. All right. So these are for this. So. All right, let's rock and roll. Let's put these things back together again, and we're good to go. These are the halfway, the half size. All right. Now the next thing that goes wrong with these things is the pump. All right, and I've done many videos on the pumps and replacing the hose and stuff like that. Those are the common problems with these. Pumps, hose. Hold on. I think the other long one is back here. Okay. All right, and let me not do that yet. This one goes here. Okay. And what else? We have some in the back. The people in the back. We got people in the back. We got to give love to the people in the back. So it's like the trigger's being pulled the whole time. So you think in the spring, well, that one doesn't. Bissell uses a spring. Right? Bissell uses a spring. The reservoirs are kind of, They're like these suction cup looking things on Hoovers. Let me look up your model. Let me see what it looks like. People that these people that call me every single day. I swear it's a computer that just sends out. It's like automatic, man. If it was a telemarketer, you'd be able to tell them like, look, don't call me again, right? And they could put, like, do not call. But if it's a computer, it's just like, till we get him, we're gonna get him. He's gonna bite soon. Let me see. You said it was a. There is a spring on the tension relief. Wow. Okay. If there's a spring under there, I mean, unless it's stuck down, but then nah. I mean, you can easily dislodge that. This is what you do. Just remove the handles from it, and just do it the same without the handle. All right, because the handle is what pushes down the spring for it to keep spraying, right? Right, and if that's the case, whatever's receiving. It's probably the reservoir, because whatever's receiving the water, that water's supposed to block until it tells it to release. It's like a dam opening, a door opening, right? That's really what the spring is doing, opening the door, opening the dam, right? But if it's already open, the spring may not even be the tensioner. It may not even be the problem. It could be, but it may not be if the water is already flowing and the door's wide open, right? It didn't close back. So all of that need to be considered. I wish you luck on it. That's for sure. Let me put these on first. Yeah. So yeah, but let me know, man. I like to know. I like to know how it turned out. I like to know how you did. How you do on that? You know? Okay, let's put this back. Oh my gosh, I did a quick hack yesterday. I did this hack yesterday, right? I don't even have the part here to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so it was a Kenmore canister, and the handle, the pistol grip part of the hose that you turn everything on, power on, and all that stuff, and then you can also move the dial to lower the power. And the lady was picking up the machine, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, Wayne, I forgot to tell you that because we were doing something totally different. Did not even involve that handle, having to take it off from the wand, and it's stuck on. It can't come off, right? So I had to open up the wand, the pistol grip area, to see if we can change out that tab. That you push on the tab, and the handle releases from the wand. You push the tab down, the handle comes out. Snap it back in, it locks in. So it was broken. And I'm like, damn, I thought I had one. It was the wrong one for a different style. It's like, God, hey man, I was trying to help this lady out. She was already paying for the stuff that she already ordered already. She was on her way out the door, and she was like, oh, I forgot to tell you, So I tried to help her out. So I gave her a chair. So let's sit down here and let's try to figure this out. And we came up with it, man. We came up with it. So it was so cool because I got a tiny mini little drill bit, like drill the hole to the part that broke off. So just imagine it looks like this, right? Oh my gosh, it's hard to okay, I can give you the visual. So let's the piece was like this, right? Because this part locks into the handle. So you don't have to, right? And being that it was broken, every time you push it down, This will move up, but not without this. So you can pull it out. Put it in, it locks in automatically. So I'm like, yeah, glue's not gonna work because if you do it, the glue will eventually break. You know, that's not gonna work either. And it's in a confined area. So it can't like go left or right, up or down. I mean, well, it can only go up or down. It's like confined in an area like this, like the way it's between my hands. So I was like, oh shit, you know what I can do? If you can't figure it out, I can show you one of those yard sprayers with the cleaner solution and use it in the shampooer and pick it up. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. But before you go there, send the pictures and stuff that you're working on, even a video or something. Let me try to help you long distance, okay? All right. Let me try to help you first before you do that. Hey, there's no sound? Oh shit. Oh my God, all this time there's no sound. Are you kidding me? Thank you so much. Oh my God. Brand, the other platform didn't have any sound. All this time. Holy cow. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but thank you so much. Eshihad. Is that close? Anyway, this is what I did. I drilled a hole in here. I got a tiny little metal rod. I stuck it in because I could have ordered a part and it will be back. It'll come in like a couple days. And she was like, nah, let's try it now. And I did that. And then it stuck together. Stuck this side in, stuck that side in. Because I remember furniture, like they do some furniture like that where they have a little stud in the furniture, and then you just, like that. Anyway, it worked. It was fun. It was fun. I was doing that stuff, it wasn't on camera, man. I was doing it right in front of the lady. And it was actually fun, man. Then we started talking about things that, because she was retired, things that people can do when they get older, problem solving, keep their mind fresh and all that stuff. I thought it was pretty cool. But I'm going to have to put thanks to that person, man, because I was like, man, that's a whole hour of nothing. Okay, so this is good. All right, put this back, you put these back like this. I think you insert this first, right? And then we lock this in. And these guys are here. These are the shorty screws, right? And then you got this guy up here. And sometimes just getting into your machine and just servicing it is you're bored, you got nothing to do. Clean out your machine, service it, whatever. See how it works. It's not good to just throw things away, just because they broke on you. At least try to fix it, or get someone to try to fix it. All right, now this part right here, and this is pretty much. I'm not gonna go any further really, because I have other videos on how to replace the pump and the hose and stuff. But I do wanted to talk about this because this was affecting the suction. This section right here. And just be careful when you take this off, because the plastic can be brittle. And they don't really sell this anymore. But let me not say that too fast. It was out of stock. But let me double check and make sure that it's not one of those things that the manufacturer stopped making. All right, give me a second. Because somebody might be watching this video and somebody want to to find parts. Okay, here it is. It was right there. Holy cow! Right here. This is the name of the part. Pod converter assembly, or diverter. Pod diverter assembly. Let's press it. Discontinued by the manufacturer. See that? Discontinued by manufacturer. So, be careful if you're going to go and service this, because you won't be able to get it back. All right? You may have to go online on eBay or something like that and see if somebody is selling this thing. Okay, if you have one of these machines. All right? So, what you would do is in here, if you notice, let's see if you can see it. If I push my finger in here, it will push it up. Okay, that's what changes the suction from floor to hose. Right now, the suction that's coming down here is going towards the hose. Okay, it's going to go straight to the hose, right? And if you push it, it'll close it. See that? And now the suction is going to go to the floor. Okay, so this can get stuck. See, if you ever have any problems with this machine, when it comes to suction, it might be this guy right here, okay? And, just clean it out. Just get a little brush, toothbrush or whatever, something, some kind of brush that you can use to keep it clean, because what you don't want is for this thing to seize up on you and then it starts to crack, because when you try to fix it, then it's so messed up that it cracks. Okay, all right. Hold on. Let me give me a spray. I never used to talk like that until I got to the South. I'm gonna get me a spray. I still haven't said I'm fixing to go do something. I still haven't. That haven't gotten into my vocabulary. I'm fitting. That one I haven't gotten there yet. I don't know if it will, but I hear it a lot. So, and and one of the other things that tickled me is I think I said it before, but when people used to give me directions, and they would say it's down yonder. Nice content. Oh yeah. Thank you. Oh, now you're on the other side. Awesome. How'd you find me? I did it earlier because I started the. Oh, you did? Okay. Carlos. There is sound, Carlos. Thank you. Look at it. People come in to help, man. You guys are awesome. Man, thank you very much. Right? Yeah, man. So now. So let me so I haven't said that. I haven't been there. But directions, bro. These guys need to do better than that. All right, Brianna, I don't know if you do the same thing, right? I don't know if you would consider where you are south, right? You're south, right? So directions. This is I don't know. This is the one thing that got me, right? Now I've been here since 2002. So I would consider myself I've been adopted. All right? I've been adopted. And I'm not a damn Yankee. Well, according to the rest of the world, all Americans are Yankees. But so some guys in the South don't know that. All Americans are Yankees to the rest of the world. You're Yankee. But when they give me directions, they're like, "Oh no, it's just down yonder, over there, just over the hill." So I'm like, "Oh." I'm thinking over the hill is like 2 blocks over. Like, yeah, it's just over the hill. Dude, like 5 miles down the road, I'm still looking for this thing that he said was just down yonder. I was like, what are you talking about, bro? Why you said it was just down yonder? I said, yeah, it was just down yonder. I was like, okay. So once I understood that, Every time this is before GPS, when we used to just ask people directions, you know. Um, this was when I first came here in 2002. So I was still using maps and stuff like that. So that was fun, and so I don't really get to hear that no more, because no one's asking directions anymore. You know, everyone got their damn phone or GPS, so we don't even get to do that. Random people on the street, you know, can you tell me where so and so is? That was fun, you know. Anyway, lots of y'alls and fixing to go down to the road. Okay. Are you always fixing to? Okay, all right. You're always fixing to go do something. Did I say thanks? Oh my God, look how I spell thanks. Oh, the A is next to the S. All right. And I hope I said your name right. Let's see, Asahad. It could be Asahad. It could be Asihad. I'm just looking at it. There was a when I first met my wife, right? We used to watch a lot of Bollywood type movies, and there was a way they pronounced certain names that I thought was so cool, because they would spell a name like, let's say BHAD, right? No. Let me not do that right. Let me do it a different way. Let me see. Let's say Kirby, right? Let's say Kirby was spelled KHIRBY, right? And they would pronounce the K like let's say it's like a cut, like a Kirby, something like that. Like it was a way, man. It was so cool, because then it was a whole word in one letter. Right, like so the name felt like it was a word in one letter, right? So I'm trying to read the what do you call it, the subtitles, and then I would hear the word. I was like, oh, is that how you spell that? Oh, like Saha, you know, and maybe it was S like. Oh my God, man! I'm trying to remember the way the words looked. Anyway, forget it. But it was just like, you know, you get to learn things, you know, and it's fascinating to see all these different names and the way they're spelled, because the way you're thinking is supposed to be spelled is not the way it's supposed to be said, right? Because you're thinking from English, and a lot of the times one letter is a sound of a word, like ha, and it might be H, right? So let's say it's HAND, hand, and it might be hot end. Hot. You know what I mean? Like, anyway. You know, you just have to give up. I give up. I'm not explaining it right. I give up. I'm not explaining it right. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. So we put this back. We clean this thing out. We put this back, and then, you know, then your suction is rock and rolling again, okay? Just that alone can affect the suction. And I think that's it, folks. There you go. There you go. All right, Bree, I'm going to have one last question for you. All right? What's your least Southern thing that you guys like to eat around the house? The least Southern thing, right? You know what I'm talking about? Like the least Southern thing. Or even if it's not around the house, it could be in town. Like the thing that's out of your culture culture doesn't mean like totally like where you're from. It could just be the way you guys eat at home, the way the way you stuff at home, whatever it is at your home culture, right? There's certain things that we always eat a lot of, but the thing that is wait, I'm still hung on the restaurant, Arby's. Like RBs, right? RBs, right? Exactly, right? ARBs. Now, cereal, really? Like Kellogg's style cereal, like cereal, or like what I call what some people call cereal, we would call like porridge, right? You know what I mean? Some people call cereal porridge. Some people call cereal with cornflakes and Kellogg's and stuff like that. Kellogg's and stuff. Okay, all right. My son is captain, and it's a guilty pleasure of his because he's a runner. So, but he can't get enough. He sees it, he'll gonna eat it, But he says, "Dad, I gotta burn it off." Man, I grew up as my dad had me. He used to eat. He would get me. Oh my God, what's it called again? Oh my God, the yellow ones, man, the corn pops, right? Corn pops, and then what's the frog one again? Because he would have a healthy version of that he would eat. It looks like the same thing, has the same shape as the frog one. Oh my God, what is the one with the frog? The green frog on it. It's Jacks. My God, we are so unhealthy. It's ridiculous. Okay, so we are all smacks, sugar smacks, or something like that, right? So he would have a healthy version of that. That's just like grain-looking thing, right? And I'm like, I don't want to eat that. So he would get me the sugar smacks. So I remember those two cereals, and then cornflakes. Cornflakes was like, it was the least expensive, and my mom would. That's when she's shopping. That's what she would get, just cornflakes, because then it'll just last. Big ass box of cornflakes. So, but my son, my youngest one, I don't know. He's funny about food. Sometimes he'll eat the cereal, and if I didn't get it, he wouldn't even care. He don't really, it wouldn't even. He wouldn't say, "Hey, Dad, can you pick up some cereal?" It will just not be there. He won't eat it, so he ain't even worried about it. Oh man, it's crazy. All right, which is good, right? It's good for me. It keep it simple. But he has a guilty pleasure, which is Takis, and like, his mom's like, "Man, don't buy him that crap. Don't buy him that crap. It's not gonna be good for his stomach. He's running. Don't buy him that crap." I'm like, and then he likes his Takis. He likes it hot. And so when he's really doing his job and he's really on it, man, and he shows me like he just went to some honor thing, or and I really want to say, "Man, I'm on your side here, buddy. I'll get him a small bag of Takis, man. I just, here you go, buddy." He's like, "Oh, shit, Takis." And I know it's bad for him. I'm like, "Dad, this shit's not good for him." But that's it. But I'm wait, you like slicing bananas in a cup, pour milk on it. Okay, all right. Yeah, bananas, okay, all right. That's interesting. All right. I'm more of a trail mix person. That's my that's my little snack thing, trail mix, but not trail mix. What else? Yeah, I'm simple, man. Hey, I'm about to get out of here. Let me say bye to the rest of the folks over here. I may have to just make this one private or something because I screwed this up. I don't know. Maybe I'll cut it into something short because I can't believe the volume was off all this time. So I did something, right? I did something, man. I went out back, right? I have a fire pit out back, right? And so I'm there like just messing around with my son, and we're just talking about some stuff, and I had these Cornish hens, right? And I was like, you know what would be so cool, Ethan? Because we have a grill in the grill. I'm like, man, we gotta replace this grill. This is, I gotta replace the grill. But I was feeling it, right? Had my wood over there, and I was like, I said, Ethan, man, what happened if I just light this fire, right? Forget the barbecue grill, and I just like, we could figure out something to just like to put the Cornish hen over on over the fire, and then something to hold it up, and it would be like we were in the woods cooking. So man, I went around the house, man. I found this pan I had, this kind of grilling saute pan with holes in it, right? It looks like holes in it and everything. And I'm like, okay, all right. So I got that, but I need to hold it, and it needs to hover over the fire, right? So I had a garden that I used to have tomatoes and peppers or whatever, and those spikes with the circle, right? And the three spikes that then the tomato will go up like that. So I have a metal cutter, right? So I cut the metal off of one of the rings and the spike into the ground, right? And I turn it upside down and I put the plate on top of that. So now you have three spikes like this. So I wrapped it in foil and made it do that so it can hang. So now I got it, right? So part one is done, right? Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. So part one is done, right? Now I needed something to make sure that it's hanging over the fire, and it's not gonna just like sit on the fire, right? Right? Hold on. Let me see if I can. So I got this rod, right? Can I use my hands? Would it let me use my hand? Let's see if it'll let me use my hand. I lost my damn pencil. It's around the house somewhere. Oh my God, I can't use my hand on this. I got my drawing pad and I can't even use it. So I got my so I got this thing that used to hang flowers. It's a metal rod with like with a hook. Okay, just imagine a long metal rod that goes into the ground, then it has a loop, then it has a hook right there, right? It looks like a check mark upside down, then it has a hook. So I stuck that into between the rocks, right? And then I put the little thing right there and I hung it right there, and I put the wood and I got some charcoal in the wood, and I was cooking in the woods. That thing came out really good, man. It was tasty. It had the wood flavor and everything. I was cooking in the woods. That was my hack for the week. All right, I'm out of here. Those of you who came to hang out with us, thanks for coming by. Come back and check out some more videos. I'm gonna do a Dyson tomorrow. I had a guy that asked me how to change that. Let me show you. And I'm not gonna do it now, but I'm gonna do it tomorrow. This is broken right here, and he wanted to know how to change that internal hose setup right here. How to get this. Hold on. How to get this changed out, because you see it snapped. So this is it's kind of a long process to do this, but I want to do that tomorrow. Hopefully the part comes in. If not, then I'm gonna have to defer to the following day or something. But that's the next project I have in mind. I don't have nothing else in mind yet. All right. But I ordered it already. I'm thinking I have one here somewhere, but if I do, I'll do it tomorrow. If not, I'll have to wait till it comes. Peace. Let me see if there's anything else. A shepherd's hook. Yes. Yes. All the talk about caveman went to my head. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, when it comes over you, right? You want to try, you want to do some stuff. You want to try something, and it's right there. I mean, it's right there, you know. And I had this wood here, and I'm like, man, I want to do it, and I just did it. So I'm gonna see what the next project is. I did some steak on it yesterday, because my oldest son loves steak, and that I tried it again. I left it right there. And we did some steak, and he was like, "Dad, this is pretty cool." So, oh man, I'm having a blast, man. It's spring break, so he's home. He's home for the week, so I'm just having some fun. I'll chat with you later, okay? And you guys stay cool. Everyone that's passing through, lots of love. Stay positive. Don't let anyone mess with your head. Don't take any wooden nickels.